can hope for here.
Speaking of friction, it's not in the doc, but I want to complain about it. I'm actually very adamant that I complain about this on the show today.
Okay, what do you need to complain about?
Apple.
Okay, all right, yeah, that
Okay,
makes sense.
so we've been focusing on the web front end of the website for quite a while now.
Yep.
We decided to divert and focus some efforts on the app. Sorry for people who recently had issues with the Android version. It's already fixed. Please check the store if you're still having problems. But that included releasing an update for Apple. We have talked about mobile app development for Apple on this show a lot because we've had an extremely problematic path the entire time. It's been very, very rough to deal with them. We talked not even all that recently, but somewhat recently, definitely recent in regards to the whole timeline of how long WAN shows have been going on for. We talked about how Apple is apparently becoming more friendly with app creators because of Epic and that battle that semi-concluded and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So we were like, okay, we're going to update the apps and we're going to try again with Apple. Because the last thing that we did with Apple was we cut out almost every single feature we had in the app other than the ability to like play a video and just let it out there. And there's no comments. You weren't able to know what was going on when you couldn't view anything in the app because we weren't allowed to tell users what the problem was. Like the most recent update for the iOS app for Floatplane is terrible. It is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there was nothing else we could do. Apple basically told us that it had to be terrible. We weren't allowed to make it good. It was very frustrating. So we just kind of left it there because there was nothing we could really do anyways and moved on. Now we're trying to update it. We're trying to make it better because theoretically we can do that. We post an update to the iOS store in an attempt to improve it. And it gets rejected. And I'm so mad immediately because like we've been rejected. And if you've watched the show, we've been rejected a very large amount of times. At one point in time, we were rejected for months, literally trying to make it better, trying to make it more acceptable every time just to get a response back that they just sort of screwed up, I guess. And it's been fine for like a long time. And then they finally let it through. This time, the problem apparently was that they couldn't log in. Which is weird because when I originally set up the account specifically for them, I set it up, I logged out of it, and I never touched it again. And I can pretty much guarantee you no one else on the Floatplane ever touched it again because why would they?
Why would they?
It's been the same this whole time. They tried to sign into the wrong app. They sent us a picture of the app that they tried to sign into. I have no idea what app that is.
Me neither.
But it's not ours.
Genius.
Come on. So now we have to like reapply to be able to put our update out. Because when we try to push something to the Google store, we just upload it and then it takes usually a couple or a few days and it propagates and then people can download it. With Apple, you have to get approved first. So it has to go through the approval process again. So like Apple people out there that are using iOS devices, I'm sorry, I don't know when it's going to be available. Apparently they can't log in to the right freaking app. So we'll have to wait until they figure that out.
I don't even know how they managed to find the wrong app. Like surely they have an internal workflow.
How is it not automated?
That it like tells we only have one app. So it's not like surely they can see what developer they're interacting with and they would just check the like apps that they make.
Yeah.
So it's not like they could have found another one.
I honestly would have assumed that it was like contained environments.
I would have thought it was super automated.
Yeah.
Like whatever credentials we've provided them, which obviously we have to so they can log into our app, I would assume that it would just autofill it and that they would just click on which app it is from this developer. Like how is it not like what are they on like Zendesk? Like
I don't know.
No offense to Zendesk. How did we use Zendesk at some point?
Zendesk, I believe, is being used for Creator Warehouse.
Do we still use it?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Is
it all right?
We use Freshdesk. They're both fine.
They're both fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, not hating on Zendesk or anything. I just mean, they're a $1 trillion company. I'm sure they probably have their own internal tools for those sorts of things. So it just surprises me.
We have literally, I'm not joking, had more than half of our applications to release an app on the iOS store be grievously mishandled than we have be properly handled. And that's crazy.
It's insane.
I just It's so frustrating. It's so difficult to release an iOS update just because it is so difficult to deal with Apple. The rest of it's fine. Anyways, back to normal topics.